Hey everyone, George here. Tonight I just wanted to sit down for a moment and talk to you about the 2007 made, but 2009 released horror movie slash Halloween movie romp that is Trick or Treat. This film was written and directed by Michael Dougherty. He also co-wrote and directed the films Krampus and Godzilla, King of Monsters. And he co-wrote the films X2, X-Men United, and Superman Returns. This film stars Anna Paquin, Brian Cox, Dylan Baker, Leslie Bibb, and a whole other slew of people are in this film as well. And honestly, every actor in this movie did an amazing job. With that out of the way, let me tell you what this film is about. 5 different horror stories play out over the course of Halloween night in a small American town. And as you watch, you get to see that each story is connected to each other one way or another. And some stories are dark, while others are quite funny. Something to note is that this movie is a very warm and fuzzy feeling horror movie. There's a very childlike feel to this movie, even though this movie is absolutely not for children. Honestly, this film will bring you back to that feeling you had when you were a kid during Halloween time that, you don't experience anymore during this holiday. This film will bring those emotions back of sort of that fun Halloween night full of like spooky movies and going out and trick-or-treating. Okay, full disclosure, when I first saw this movie, I actually didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was actually wrong because I actually really like the movie now. But I just think back in when this movie came out, I just wasn't in the mood for what it was offering. It's a fun, carefree horror movie that's perfect for watching on or around Halloween. And this film, Trick or Treat, isn't just a horror movie that takes place on Halloween. It's more like a love letter, or even like a love ballad to this fun little night in October that is called Halloween. As I was saying, this movie really will take you back to that feeling you had when you were a kid around Halloween time, or even on Halloween night. It will just bring it back to you. The visuals, just the overall mood of the film will sort of bring these Halloween emotions back. This whole film is just full of Halloween night adventure, and it really will bring you back to that time when you were a kid and that feeling you had around Halloween and on Halloween night. This movie will sort of bring all those emotions back to you. And as for the 5 stories in this film, all of them are very entertaining. Some are stronger than others, but you really can make the argument that this movie is really just one giant story, and there's just a large cast of characters moving in and out and outward into like little sub-stories in this movie. Because I feel like all the stories are just so connected that it's not really a horror anthology movie. It feels more like just like it's really one big story, and you're just looking at little sections that equals this movie Trick or Treat. And without spoiling anything, the 5 stories cover topics like a woman who hates Halloween to a group of kids who are collecting pumpkins for something, and even a grumpy old man that encounters an evil trick-or-treater. And honestly, it's hard to say which story I like the most. And some of these stories don't conclude till you get to other stories later on in the movie, so this is why this movie really does feel like one giant story. But if I did have to choose like one story that I like the most in this film, it would be the one with the kids who are going about collecting pumpkins for something. I'm not going to spoil anything, but they are actually collecting pumpkins for a very specific reason. Another thing that's great about this movie is the cinematography. The film looks great, and every scene looks like a cozy, small American town on Halloween night. It really does. In fact, the whole movie looks like the type of story that you would hear from a group of friends who are sitting around a campfire telling spooky stories. That's what this movie feels like. Super warm and fuzzy, and just really just fun, just laid-back horror. This film originally premiered at festivals back in 2007, and it didn't get an actual release to the public till 2009, and it was just a DVD release. And Trick or Treat may not have gotten the theatrical release that it honestly really deserved. But, since it was released on DVD back in 2009, it has gathered a serious cult following. It's one of the few horror movies that really does feel like Halloween. And each story in this movie honestly just pays homage to the holiday itself. Well, that is the movie Trick or Treat. And honestly, I like this movie a lot. It's just fun, it's spooky, and it's just like a lighthearted, carefree horror movie that you could just sit down and watch during the Halloween season or on Halloween night and just have a good time. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I'd say go right now, watch that film. And if you have already seen it, watch it again because it's really that fun. Bye.